Welcome back to the Grind, Sleep, Repeat podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about motivation and what you can do and the tools and tricks that you can use to help when you're in a motivational slump.
Yeah, motivation is something that's going to go up and down throughout your training and throughout your life. A lot of it is going to have to do with, it's normal to have low motivation and have your motivation kind of waver, but a lot of it's going to have to do with the things going on in your life, the stress outside of the gym. So it's something that can come and can go. So don't feel like you are abnormal because your motivation is something that is here one week and is gone the next week. So we're going to talk about our personal experiences with really high motivation, low motivation, and what we do so we can keep making progress. Because, throughout your lifetime, you're going to have motivation that's going to be up and down. You're going to go through different phases of your life where stress is high. You're busy with kids, you're busy with work. And you have to find a way that you can still continue to make progress and make forward progress with your fitness, even if all hell is breaking loose in your life, you're stressed and your motivation is super low. So we'll give you some tips on what we do and some stories about our current experiences and our experiences with high motivation and low motivation and how we stay consistent.
Yeah, when we set a goal, we always think, okay, is this a good time to set a goal? And when is a good time to achieve that goal? And I think with that being said, at the beginning of that goal, you're like, okay, I've checked all the boxes. This is the perfect time. I feel ready. I'm prepared. So that motivation is high. But then as we continue to get through, maybe halfway through that goal, we start realizing, okay, there's some bumps in the road. And for both of us in our personal experiences, we know that there's so many things that can get in the way of getting in a workout, preparing meals, making sure that you set yourself up for success to achieve that goal. So I think it's important to note that it's very normal, it's very common to go through these different phases too, first off.
Yeah, it's something that's going to waver. It's going to depend on a lot of the things going on in your life. Motivation is one of those things that you can still get a workout even when you're not motivated. And there's lots of techniques that you can use. I think Alyssa pointed out a good point too, is you have to have something that you're working towards. I think that's one of the biggest things. That's where we can start with motivation is,
Yeah.
are you currently working towards something or are you just kind of spinning your wheels? For us right now, we're working towards this half marathon. Currently, I am not able to run right now because of the bummed ankle and for the foreseeable future, not able to run. But it would be easy to say like, oh, I can't run. I'm just not going to work out. I'm going to rest and I'm going to take it easy and it'll heal. But what I'm really trying to do is I'm still strength training every single day. I'm still doing lots of mobility and soft tissue work and lots of rehab on my ankle to get it up and running as fast as I can. Now, needless to say, like that is a process and I can't, as much as I want it to be better today, it's not, and it's something that I can't rush. But even in that time of like something that you could take as a really negative thing, it allows me to be able to learn something new, get better at something new, but then also still prioritize my fitness because it could be something where I could get depressed about that. We set this goal to run this half marathon and really try and PR, and we're documenting it here on YouTube and on the podcast. And of course, I never get injured and I injure myself. And it's something that could, really be kind of depressing, but I'm trying to look at it on the light of like not allowing it to affect my motivation. I'm still prioritizing my health, my fitness. And even if I can't run this half marathon, I'm still going to train like a hybrid athlete. I'm going to cheer you on. I'm going to be there for you. And, that's how you have to look at it is you have to be working towards something and defining a clear goal of what you're trying to achieve. And once you reach that goal, you try and set the next goal. So if you are kind of stuck, I think that's a good place to start. Figure out what you're trying to accomplish, maybe this month, maybe in the near future, but then also maybe 6 months down the road. Figure out what it is that you're working towards because it gives your workouts purpose. It gives sticking to your macros a purpose. It gives all of the workout and the time that you're committing to your health and your fitness, it gives it all meaning.
Yeah, the reason, today we're talking about motivation is because it came to me today that I'm like, I really don't want to work out. I really don't want to do my run today.
Wait, what? Alyssa doesn't want to work out?
Yeah, everyone's like shocked, right? No. I am human and I have days like that where, last night I got woken up in the middle of the night at 3:30 in the morning by our 4-year-old because he's having those night terrors and my sleep's off. my body is aching from
It's Friday, end of the week of your
yeah,
training week. Yeah.
from
We just take a rest day on Saturday. So
yeah.
you're beat up.
So and today is my interval runs. So that means I gotta bring on the intensity today. So there's no, like, just slow, steady run. It's an intense workout, and, like, this is the part of, you know, the goal where you you say, "I don't wanna do it," but once you do that and your discipline kicks in and you do that, but you also realize that you can do those things, you can do hard things, and it builds that confidence in you, and you're able to achieve these hard goals, and at the end of that workout, you feel good and you feel accomplished, and that's what makes you go back for more. Those are the things that keep me going because I know the next time I feel like this, I'm like, I really don't wanna work out today. I'm like, "Okay, the last time I felt like this, I did the workout, I got the sweat in, I felt good after." And that's why I continue to show up every day, is because I know the side effect, I know how I'm gonna feel after, I know this is gonna make me stronger, I know this is gonna help me to hit my PR goal that I have. I committed to something, so when I commit to something, I'm all in, and I have to do it. Plus, like Jordan was saying, he's bummed out, he doesn't get to run, and there's a lot of people in this world that don't get to run. So instead of saying, "Oh, I have to run," I'm trying to turn that into a, "Oh, I get to run," because a lot of people don't get to. There's people
Yeah.
who will maybe never be able to run again, and there's people like you who are, like, wishing that you could run. So turning that mindset and saying, "I get to run," is gonna get me through today's workout.
Yeah, and I can promise you that Alyssa doesn't feel like working out today, but it's gonna get done. And I think that's the difference. You have a choice. Like every day, you have thousands of choices every single day. With your fitness, you have the choice to do it or don't do it. And I'm a firm believer that the only bad workout is the workout that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Not every workout is meant to be this PR. It's the best workout of your life. Now, obviously, that's the goal. Is we want to try and focus on bringing effort and intensity every single workout. And I think a lot of times it does help that if you get your mind right, maybe you're taking a pre workout energy drink, you're taking some sort of pre workout drink, or you have some sort of pre workout ritual. Maybe you do an ice bath before your workouts, or you do something that gets you in the mood of working out. You go through a good warm up. A lot of times, what you'll find is you're like, hey, I can do this. I feel good. I feel like I
Mhm.
can go do this workout and give my full effort and give it the full attention that it deserves. And sometimes you do that warm up, you drink your pre workout, and you do all the things, and you're still like, man, I am just really struggling. You have options. I would say still do that workouts.
Scale
Um,
back.
do the best that you can. Yeah, the ideal thing to do would be to do the workout at the intensity that you can bring. If it's not a PR, if it's not the best workout of your life, that's okay. You still got it done, and I think that builds grit. I think it builds a lot, and it says a lot about your character that you were able to do something not 100%, and it might not have been the best that you've ever done, but it was the best effort that you had. You could also scale the workout back if you need to, or you could flip flop a workout. So say like, hey, I really don't feel like running today. I'm going to do my strength training workout that I have tomorrow, and then I'm going to run tomorrow. You could do that. I would try to avoid doing that all the time, but it's an option. Again, I would always choose. I'd rather you do that than completely skip the workout and then you feel bad about it. And then you're like, this sucks. I didn't get my workout in. And it's a negative feeling in your stomach. And you're just like, I didn't do my best. I could have done better. So always get your workout in. The only bad workout that is going to happen is the one that doesn't happen. So there's all kinds of days where we're here at the gym, we're training, we're doing lots of training sessions and engaging with people and really giving 100% effort to those training sessions. We have a gap to work out and it's that time. And it's like, when it comes to that time, whether you feel like it or not, that's your time to work out because that is the only hour that you have today to get it done. So there's workouts where I go into it, not really feeling like I want to work out. I always find, again, like myself, if I get my warm up in, I get some tunes going in my ears. I got my pre-workout that I'm drinking towards the session that I have before my training gap. By the time I get to that warm up, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. I'm locked in because I have a goal that's set. There's a purpose of the workout. I have a structured plan, and I'm just going to do the workout, execute, do the best I can. If you find yourself struggling, again, find other ways. Maybe you're going to have a friend come work out with you, or like a lot of times when me and Alyssa are in a half marathon prep and we have a really hard workout, that's scheduled in the future, we'll do it together if we can. We'll try and line our schedules up, or a hard run, we'll try and do it together. Just finding ways that you can be more consistent and you can bring that effort so that it's going to get you closer to that goal.
Mindset and movement is everything. So if you get in that mindset, you start moving the body, it's like medicine. You start to feel better. A lot of times I have clients that come in too and they're like, I'm just really not feeling it today. And I'm like, let's just get you moving. At least get something in, even if it's lightening the load, even if it's a 30-minute workout, it's something. But then once I get them moving, they're like, okay, I'm feeling better.
Good.
Endorphins
Yeah.
start flowing.
Soreness went away. Yeah.
Yeah, everything starts feeling better. So that movement is always medicine. But I think you made a good point too that I want to touch on. If you decide to swap your run for a strength training session, I think the biggest thing there, which I have messed with a little bit this week, for me personally, I have to do that based on kids' schedules, work schedule, because clients switch and move around often. And, I got to pick kids up. I got to, my workout is kind of on the back burner, unfortunately, and I have to kind of fit it in when I can. And so that's why I sometimes do have to move the workouts around. The biggest thing, though, if you do that too much, what happens is you keep pushing that run back, keep pushing that run back. And eventually you might get to a point where you're like, okay, now I've pushed it back all the way till Friday and I have to get it done today. And today I have zero time. And you don't wanna push that back, keep pushing it back, and then keep making excuses. So it's easier to just try to have a set plan, a set day, make the commitment, stick to that commitment. I know it's easier said than done. Like I said, I know if you're anything like me, I have things I have to maneuver around, and that can be challenging, but that's where that discipline kicks in. And if you don't have that discipline and you don't have that discipline mindset, accountability is something that's going to help you get through those workouts too. So if you have a coach, if you have a friend, a group that you can run with, there's tons of different ways to help have somebody hold you accountable to get you to get through those workouts.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for some structure and accountability, obviously we own a gym here and we're personal trainers here in Nebraska, but we do also offer online coaching. So if you guys are interested in a structure plan, someone that's going to hold you accountable, provide the structure with the workouts and the diets custom to you, we'd love to set up a time to chat more about your goals and tell you what we offer. So I'll leave a link down in the comment section below to our online coaching forum on our website. You can click on that link, fill out the form, and we can set up a time to chat more about your goals, about what you're looking to achieve, and tell you more about how we can help. So after listening to the podcast, definitely go click on that link down in the comment section below and go fill out that form. Coaching and accountability and just having people around you that want to see you win is super important.
Yeah.
I think, every time that we always sign up for half a marathon, I really love that. And that's what I'm missing right now is I love
Wow.
structure and I love just working towards something, like we love strength training. I'm always going to lift weights and I love running and I'm always going to run as long as I can, as long as my body will allow me to. I love blending those two things together. And I think with strength training, you can really set these goals just like with running. But what I like about with running is you can set like an event goal, like the half marathon. Maybe you want to run a 5K, 10K, you want to run a marathon, you want to do some endurance event. Maybe it's a triathlon or whatever it is. You can set this event, you create the program for it, and you just hit each workout one day at a time. You know that every single workout is getting you one step closer to your goal. So that's what I really love about the half marathon. But I really urge you guys with your strength trainer workouts, just also set goals within each workouts, within each week, within months, within years. Like, what do you want to accomplish? Are you looking to build strength, build muscle? Are you looking to lose body fat? Are you looking to improve flexibility, mobility, stability? Like, what are your goals? You might have goals within all three of those categories. Set a realistic, structured, quantifiable goal and create the program around that. And you're going to be pretty amazed at what you can accomplish as long as you're working towards something. Because I think where a lot of people go wrong, like I said in the beginning, is they're just coming to work out because they know that it's good for them. They know that if I get my workout in, it's healthy, I feel good, I check the box for the day. But just taking it one step further and saying, I don't want to be someone that's coming to the gym and spends 5 years in the gym but doesn't see any sort of progress whatsoever. I want to be here in 5 years.
Yeah.
And I know that if I create the structure, if I create these little mini goals along the way, hey, I'm going to sign up for this race because I know that that's going to help me really dial things in for a couple months and keep me accountable. I'm going to hire this coach and do all these things. You're going to be amazed at what you can accomplish. But it only happens if you set a goal. Don't expect to feel motivated every single workout. Don't expect every workout to feel good and it's a PR and you just are amazed at what you're able to accomplish each workout, because along the way, you're going to have workouts that suck. You're going to have workouts that feel really hard. You're going to have workouts that feel really good. It's all really relatable to life. It's the same thing. Every day is not always the best day of your life. There's some days where you're like, man, if I had to guess on, or if I had to look back on today, would I remember anything a year from now? And there's some days like that. And it's all part of that process. It's exactly the same way in the gym. But I think sticking to something really teaches you a lot of really good habits that you can implement in your day-to-day life that you can really learn from the gym. And it teaches you how to stay consistent and how to stay accountable and how to really work hard for something. And it makes it so much more worth it when you achieve whatever the goal is that you set out to achieve.
Definitely. I think too, with having those small goals, that also reminds me that when you do set a goal and that motivation is extremely high, sometimes people have the tendency of starting off super hot. So going into this half marathon, you could be like, okay, I'm so pumped. I'm so ready. I'm going to go run 10 miles today. And it's like, whoa, 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 pump the brakes. If you start off too hot, by the time it's actually time to run that half marathon, you might be burnt out. So I think it's important, those small goals along the way, those SMART goals along the way are going to help you get to that big goal. So it's important to have that, yes, long-term goal, but those small goals along the way that are going to keep you held accountable to achieving that big goal. So when you start off dieting, for instance, I have a lot of clients who are like, okay, I'm going to stop eating sugar. And I'm like, okay, let's start by maybe not like totally cutting out sugar, but like maybe we're cutting back on sugar. Like, how much sugar are you eating now? Okay. Now let's scale back and do half of that.
Mm.
Or how many Diet Pepsis are you drinking now? Okay. You're having 4 a day. That's going to be really challenging to totally like cut that cold turkey. And if you can do that, then that's great. But I would recommend cutting back. Okay, 2. Now this week we've done only 2. Now next week, let's bump back 1. I mean, I think it's important to set those realistic expectations for yourself. And those are just other examples, but because you're really just going to shoot yourself in the foot when it comes down to, getting ready for that prep or that run or trying to get to that long-term goal because you started off so hot and you burnt yourself out so quickly.
Yeah. So if you take anything away from our podcast, I want you guys to take away that we are human. We don't always feel like working out sometimes, but we get it done no matter what. And I think, like I said, I think that teaches you grit. And I think that really is something you can really take confidence from and apply to your day-to-day life, because there's so many things that you might not feel like doing it's really easy to put it off, or it's really easy to not do it.
Yeah.
But sticking to the process, getting your workout in, even if it's not the best workout in the world, if you're not super motivated, it's something that you can check the box. You can feel good about that you did it. And if you're struggling with motivation, like, let's try and focus on why you're struggling.
Yeah.
Maybe set some new goals, change your scenery, involve the friends and family around you that want to support you, involve them in your journey,
Yeah.
and maybe you can spark some new motivation. But don't get all crazy, bent out of shape if your motivation is something that is wavering. It's okay. It's normal. It's all part of the process. But I promise you that if you can show up and give 100% of what you have on that day, you can make awesome progress over time. Think about the long term. Not every workout the rest of your life is going to be a PR workout, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. We just want to give 100% of the effort that we have on that given day, and that's what's really going to help you move forward towards the goals that you have.
Yeah, and it's important to be able to talk about these things too. So today, talking about this on the podcast is going to help me get through the workout.
This is going to go around fast now. She's going to be super hyped.
Yep. So now I'm not motivated. So now I have to push that much harder.
So thanks for tuning into the podcast, guys. And like we said earlier, if you are someone that's struggling with your program, you feel like you're spinning your wheels, you feel like you don't know what to do, we would love to set up a time to chat more about your current goals and tell you more about how we can help through our online coaching. So go click the link down in the comment section below. Go fill out that form. Let's set up a time to chat and learn more about your goals. So Thanks for tuning into the podcast today, guys. And as always, if you guys have questions, comment down below. We'll leave some videos to watch on the screen here next, and we'll see you guys in the next one.